Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Second Life After 40.
Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a great day today.
Today's episode is a special one. Joining us is someone we've known for years, a friend, a classmate from our college, RVCA Bangalore, and frankly, one of the most relentlessly curious people we know. To the world, he is Saikrishna Rao. To us, he is Saiki or Sai.
He started his career at Infosys in the early 2000s as a software engineer writing mainframe code, and today he is the vice president of people success at Chargebee, overseeing people strategy for a global SaaS organization.
But that's just the resume version. Over the last 2 decades, he has continuously reinvented himself across technology, learning, leadership, and community impact. He founded ACIRA, Societe Generale's first internal startup, trained more than 11,000 professionals through learning programs, led knowledge management functions, scaled digital learning initiatives at Cure.Fit and Vedantu, and now drives AI upskilling initiatives at Chargebee.
And in his 40s, while leading enterprise-wide functions full-time, he went back to school to complete his HR PG Diploma from XLRI. Outside work, his impact continues. Under his leadership, the Chargebee Chennai Runs in 2004 and 2005 brought together over 10,000 runners and helped fund new classrooms for a government school in Chennai, creating impact that goes far beyond corporate CSR.
He's also a Gallup certified strengths coach, a DISC certified coach, a Toastmasters mentor, a High Rocks trainee, a Reiki master practitioner, an equity markets enthusiast, and currently learning Morse code, simply because curiosity never stops for him.
He's a foodie, a husband, a father, and someone who also volunteers at the Bangalore traffic warden on weekends, which tells you a lot about the kind of person he is.
His personal mantra is simple: be better every day. For us, though, this conversation is personal, as we have shared the same classrooms, being from the same batch, with plenty of canteen conversations to go along the way.
So today's episode is less of a formal interview and more of an honest conversation about life after 40, reinvention, learning, purpose, and the refusal to stop growing. So it's best you grab a cup of coffee as we tune into this episode, because as you know, life ain't slowing down and neither are we. Welcome, Psyche.
All right. Hi, Sai. How
Hello.
are you doing?
Hey, Sai.
Long time no see, folks. Nice to see you after ages.
Yes,
Yes.
very,
The
very
pleasure.
long time.
Same.
Uh,
Yes.
And yeah, we're glad that, finally we are able to make this.
indeed.
Been some time happening. So yes, I'm sure this will be next 1 hour of, as you were saying, right? That'll be like friends catching up. So hopefully, others join in, and yeah, it'll be a good hour or so for them as well.
You be the spearhead for this for the next folks to come in as well from our group.
Big shoes to fill.
Yeah. Yeah. Just to start off the podcast session, would like you to give us a small brief introduction of yourself for our audience and listeners.
Sure. So, see, before I introduce myself, let's be honest. You folks have known me for over like what, 20 plus years. So you don't need a intro, you need a warning, more like it. But for the listeners, I'll keep it nice. I'm Sai. By day, I lead HR programs for a SaaS, global SaaS company, which is a fancy way of saying that I get paid to tell adults to be better at being adults. By outside of work, I am a man with too many hobbies, I think, and not enough hours. So I was I coach. I'm into fitness, healing,
Nice.
uh, do a whole lot of things. And a fun fact that I also direct traffic on Bangalore roads voluntarily, which my wife considers a personality
Yeah.
disorder. But
Yes.
I have a daughter, and who's now, taking on to be the second boss of the house. And um, yeah, I have two friends over here who can sitting across on the screen who can confirm that none of this is an exaggeration. So.
Not at all.
Well said. Well said. Well said.
Nothing's changed in 20 years,
Yeah.
except maybe some gray hairs, but yes.
So what has been Sai Krishna's childhood goal?
To be honest, my childhood goal was to not get into trouble, but
And there you
That
are.
train has sailed long ago.
that's a simple goal. It's nothing complicated. But interestingly, when I was in school, I wanted to join the army, and one of my grandfather's brother was a rear admiral in the Navy and part of India's Western Naval Command, and all of that established India's first torpedo training institute and all of that in Visakhapatnam. I was very inspired by him. But yeah, when I was in 12th, my mom said nothing doing about army and all of that. And then I said, okay, let me do what's the most interesting thing out there and join everyone else and do engineering. So that's what happened after that. So
Right. So did the joining the race of engineers uh did it really help in elevating you to be happier, or is it just for something that you just wanted to do it because everybody was doing it and you did it?
yeah, I mean, I see it was at that time it was doctor, engineer, or arts, and I always thought I could be a journalist too, but I realized that in those days journalism didn't pay much, so uh, decided engineering is where it is. And yeah, I think I liked what I did. Industrial engineering that we did gave me an insight into a whole lot of things, so that keeps me going. If it wasn't a deep dive into one, it was a whole lot of fields that we learned, and that was exciting for me. So yeah, I think it was good. It was what it was. It also made me think logically, I feel, right? So yeah, so that's something I carry with me to this day, especially in HR or when I'm designing a leadership program, whatever else I look at constraints, I look at it structurally, I look at my mental models have come from those engineering days of trying to think in systems. So I think that it's interesting.
Right.
More of
Nice. Yeah.
having more of building blocks everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also always look at whenever I look at optimizing stuff, right? I have this whole key of optimizing stuff all the time. So trying to optimize, maximize everything. I think there is definitely that industrial engineering part of me that's still happening all the time.
Time and motion study everywhere.
Absolutely. It's like I actually was like, okay, wait, I have to, drop this off in that room. Wait, I am anyway going there. Let me also do this. Why to, then I'm thinking, wait, I don't need to do a traveling salesman optimization over here. So let me just do one more trip and
Yes, I know.
uh,
Always in that mode.
nice.
And also, I mean, you're in the business of knowledge as well, right? And knowledge management, as you're saying, managing people and telling them how to be adults, right? So and I mean, with knowledge, everyone says knowledge is power, right? So but what does knowledge mean to you, Sai? What is it that to you, and in your interactions with others, in through different companies, right? What do others see knowledge as, and just in the times that we are in in the age of AI, how has that changed?
Okay, some interesting questions there. So let me start with what knowledge personally means to me. For me, I always believe that every bit of knowledge we have is like a hook that helps us connect to more knowledge. So over a course
Mhm.
of time, like Charlie Munger says, we have this mental models of understanding the world, and then over course of time with more knowledge we have more mental models connecting there. So it's a lattice work of mental models that we uh, have,
Right.
and that, as we call, sense making, that helps us look at the world. So for me, knowledge is, the more I know, the more I realize how much I don't
Mm.
know, right? So that's,
Yeah.
for me, knowledge
More
is
I know,
that.
the less I know.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so true. And that's something that's always stayed with me.
Mm.
Yeah, and so naturally, I'm a curious person. I want to learn. It's like whichever fields it's in. So whether it's history, whether it is something about Bangalore's history or whatever else, right? And they connect the dot
Mm.
here, there, or even in my coaching profession or engagements I look at, it's always been something that helped me connect. So that's one of the reasons why I believe I can get along with people from diverse backgrounds. I'm able to understand what they do. I'm able to talk to them because of the knowledge I
Mm.
have, or I'm naturally curious to ask them questions and then connect the dots. So I learn more.
Yes.
So that helps. Now, coming to your other question of what it means to others, I see people over the course of my entire career life. I've seen people who acquire knowledge over a course of time. I've seen them progress. I've seen them improve their life. I've seen them be better professionals, and more importantly, be better human beings. So you become, when you understand the world better, have more knowledge, you become far more empathetic, you become more kind, you become more
Mm.
inclusive, and that's what the world needs today, right? So
Yes.
your ability to hold, I don't know who it was who said
Yeah.
that your ability to hold differing opinions in your
Yeah.
mind
At
and
at the
be
same time.
at
Yes.
the
Yeah.
same time, right? So that it gives you that ability. So I've seen people blossom into who they are
Mm.
as they acquire more knowledge. So in the age of AI, yes. So earlier, access to knowledge was something that was, gate kept in a manner of speaking, or you would look at
Mm.
organizations and through them you would have access to knowledge, so on, or you would be behind paywalls. Now all of that is out there. So it is
Mm.
not about us helping people learn within an organization, right? When we started our careers, we always would think of, hey, okay, this organization is going to help me develop. My boss is
Mm.
going, or manager is going to look at developing me, and so on and so forth. Now, I mean, it's all out there. You are managing teams who are far more capable than you. You're like that orchestra
Yes.
conductor. You don't know. You don't have specialty in all the fields.
Yeah.
Your job is to ensure you have the right people there. That's the way it is. And the age of AI, that's even more. I mean, as the world becomes
Mm.
more and more digital, we need to understand, we need to be more human in all the
Mm.
digital aspect that exists. So, yeah.
Yes. Be
But
more human.
a disclaimer there
I,
that I've also seen people who have a lot of knowledge and don't apply it as much. So there's
Mm.
another quote that says that I'm mostly speaking about myself here. So
That is what. That is why we are here.
yeah, I
no,
think
that was supposed to be my next question as well, but thanks for answering that as well there. Because having all the knowledge is one thing, but application of the knowledge to a degree where you get something out of it for the betterment of yourself and for the people
correct.
across makes sense. Else,
Yeah.
so yeah, go ahead. You're saying.
So I think it was, I don't know, Bruce Lee or whoever who said that, I'm not afraid of one person who has learned 100 moves. I'm afraid of that one person who has learned that one move 100 times or equivalent, right? It's like that.
Super.
People who are more consistent, even with less knowledge,
Mm.
finally go far ahead than the people who have a lot more knowledge and not do much. So I've seen that across. So we always look at people,
Mm.
hey, how did that person go up there? I mean, I have more knowledge. So it's not
Mm.
about knowledge, it's about
How do you
great
use it?
concept in the book, but how can you make that concept work for you, right?
Yeah.
That's where the rubber meets
Correct.
the road. So,
So,
Amazing.
Sai, in your introduction that you shared us, you mentioned that you had, initially started off with software, going into Infosys, and then you moved into HR space.
right,
How was that transition? When did that trigger out to say, okay, HR is more of, people being a people champion, or,
right, right.
trying to work for the people, be for the people as well. So where did that happen and how did it happen?
Okay. So, well, like after RV, I got into Infosys. You folks know that, and Infi was I was interested in computers from school days and so on. So even in my pre-university, I scored like it was the second highest in the state in computers and all of that. So I was like, it was an area of interest for me. So while
Mm.
I did engineering and then Infi, uh, I got bored because I was working on one module of one application and I couldn't see the big picture. So
Mm.
I had to, create or modify code or set something right in one small portion in one module, which I had no idea what it was impacting downstream, upstream, what impact because of that. Obviously, as a software engineer, no one
Mm.
will give you the architecture and say, okay, you will
Yeah.
change this
Yeah.
organization's architect. Obviously not. But then for me, even doing that, it was very boring. So
Mm.
that's when I was, I think, 2 years of doing that. I said, okay, this is not something that, I want to wake up and come to work. No, this is not for writing code. That's not going to happen. So I
Right.
figured out at that time that there was this opening in this team called knowledge management. Okay. It sounded really cool,
Mm.
knowledge management. I had no idea what the heck it was, but it sounded really cool. So I went and asked them what it is. I said, "Oh, you'll have to help people learn, help people share." I'm like, "Okay, that sounds interesting. Let me, try it out. If I don't like it, I'll check something else out." So
Mm.
I went there and then fell in love with it. So next more than a decade, I felt, I stayed in that field. So it was about helping people learn, having an organization even understand what its people know. Like an IT organization or most organizations now, your most of your value lies in the people you have. It's not about what infra you own. It's the knowledge in,
Mm.
and for large organizations, even to understand what knowledge exists in that organization is really tough. So
Yeah.
having worked on similar
Yes.
projects, can we reuse knowledge from there? Any kind of reuse saves hours, saves millions of
Mm.
dollars. So there's a huge field out there. I fell in love with it because I was interacting with
Mm.
fresh kids out of college to business heads to others, and eventually went out to
Mm.
consulting in that. So clients would come to us and say that, okay, hey, we have these systems, but no one's using it. And then we were like, hold on, that's not, it doesn't work that way. Set up the people networks, get process in place, and technology is just an enabler, right? Like, and
Yes.
that
Yeah.
principle holds true even now. Like all these systems, all of that doesn't matter. It's just an enabler. Finally, it's getting people
Mm.
to share, connect, talk to each other digitally, or through an email, or through a question answer forum, or through AI. So that's what it was. So went across. But in that, while I was doing this, one of the things I was doing also was training fresh folks um,
Mm.
on KM systems, how to use it, what knowledge is, how they could be better software engineers, and all of that. So Infosys in those days had this uh, had huge number of people coming in, right? They still do. The Mysore campus had what I think uh, I've done batches of 400 folks at a time, talking to them about it, and I'm very happy being
Mm.
on stage where I was very comfortable.
Mm.
I
Got it.
almost I'm in my element there. So like that, I've trained I think 12, 13,000 folks there, and
Nice.
over the
Amazing.
course of time, those sessions was what kept me. I was very excited. It was exciting for me to do the sessions, and
Mm.
across when I started heading KM programs, implementing KM, I still would ensure that I had time to address people, talk to them, sessions, and so on. So that part of it led me to when I was in Society General. I was a part of.
Mm.
I came on board to start KM and do all of that, but eventually became part of the learning and development team. So as L&D progressed, then I was looking at the technology learning, and I was looking at how to get people to learn and how to learn tech and all of that. So at that time, L&D became part of HR, right? It's obviously there. Over course of time in my career, from there I went on to do various things, and then that's how I'm looking at multiple HR programs right now, including L&D. So that's the
Nice.
trajectory there.
Amazing. What a journey.
Yeah, totally. And also, you did mention that you just completed your PG diploma for HR in your 40s, right? Uh,
Correct.
so what was the feeling that when you completed that program? What made you know what was the drive factor? And after achieving, was the internal feeling to complete that and say what more is there?
Okay. So again, while those questions sound straightforward, I think for me, some of them are deep, right? So how it all started was when I turned 40, there was like, I think when you turn 40, people generally think of buying a Harley or, doing a Leh Ladakh trip on their bullet or whatever else it is. So, and there are some nerds who decide to sign up for programs. So, and then decide that, okay, you need to look at why not learning something new, and then let's do this whole 2 year program. And I had no idea what I signed up for at that time when I was signing up. I think we were the first batch of the program. Now batch 5 is
Right.
on. So at that time, we all thought it'll be like a corporate development program. It'll be easy, all of that, and we signed up for it. And after that, like XLRI threw the kitchen sink at us. They said, like, we are a 1947 institution, and you are here because of us. So we're not going to change anything. We are going to give you the program online. It is almost as rigorous as what our folks offline do, and you're going to survive all of it. So it was like, what, 2 days a week, 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Fridays and Sundays. And after that, all the group assignments, individual submissions, group projects. Oh my God. So every day night after, people would literally put their kids to sleep, and then 10 o'clock log in and work till 12, and next day get up, go to work. And that went on for
Right.
2 years. And the end
Took
of
you
it,
back in
was
time.
at the end of it, we were like, most of us were almost on the verge of being chucked out of our families. So I
Wow.
still recollect, my wife would open the door, slide a tray of food in, and then close the door. It was like, I was like locked in that place.
Like, is I alive?
So basically, it was like, yeah, what your acads, your work, uh, family, and sleep. Out of these four, you could choose three at a time, right? So not four. So
It's like
whichever
working
three
in
it was,
four
we
different time zones together.
we were somehow surviving it 1 week at a time. So when it got over, there was this. While it was a huge relief, there was this huge vacuum in our lives. We were like, okay, what are we going to do now? And so, so that
But
way,
but
Right.
yeah.
the
I come
but the
from
feeling.
business into HR, right? So for me, like in my previous org, I was managing P&L as well, apart from training new folks, and it was a sales org, and we had close to what, 1,000 folks rolling up to me at one point in time. So and all their sales, etc., were rolling up to my training academy. Now, from that perspective, it was. When coming to HR, I wanted to ensure that I have the knowledge to help an organization grow. Again, for me, it's not just about an individual, but a collection of individuals are a team, and a collection of teams is an organization. Now, how do we help the org scale, and while scaling each person there? So, HR concepts, ensuring that I'm able to strategize better, connect the dots with business strategy and HR strategy. All of that was important. And Excel again gave me this whole breadth of knowledge that is enough for
Nice.
a few
Took me
lives.
back to
Good,
took me
good.
back to the organizational behavior chapter of IEM in the fourth year for a second. Like a flash. Why did that come in front of me right now?
Those are the right keywords.
Yeah.
All you check those
Yes.
boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am never leaves you. You leave it, but that never leaves you. It's so deep ingrained. So you mentioned that, I mean, it was in a funny way, but like you now have a vacuum, right? What do you do with those 10, 12 hours that you previously spent doing, this intense course, right? What do you suddenly do with that now, right? So, I mean, my question, or what I wanted to sort of elaborate on that was, so you turned 40, you did something, right? And life then was, it slowed down a bit for you in terms that, you're now doing so many things, and those days previously were just flying by. Now, each day you had something to look forward to.
Yes.
So what is your, next thing that you're looking forward to? What is the next thing that is inspiring you? What are the next things that, you want to achieve?
Okay, so when I turned 40, the sense of mortality came in, right? Like I don't know, it's an age thing or whatever happens after 40, it automatically in the brain there was some. So it's just said, oh my God, there's like, there's like a countdown now happening. How long would you live? What will you do? Do you think you've achieved enough? Like at 40, what have you done? I was like, okay. And then I told myself, like, okay, now I have, let's say, 10 years more before I turn 50, right? So do I want to be another 50-year-old, or do I want to be a 50-year-old who inspires other 50-year-olds? Or can those 50-year-olds look and say that I want to be like Sai, right? Like so, okay, I want to then look at focusing on other things too, apart from just acquiring knowledge. So I started taking fitness more seriously. So that was also because my wife kind of threatened and pushed me to go to the gym. That was a different matter, but I just take the credit for it. But
Oh, so now we know that. Now
Behind
we know
every
that.
fit man, there is a threatening wife.
So now we know Sai's personal trainer is who.
Yes.
oh, my wife's a yoga teacher, by the way. So
Oh,
she used to train folks and all of that. So,
nice,
but yeah,
nice.
so not me.
Right.
So yeah, so
Good,
fitness was
good.
one big aspect. So I started
Mm,
going to the gym, getting back to my running, doing all of that. So yeah, so I mean earlier I've done those 100-kilometer Oxfam walks to raise money for
Nice,
charity. And I did
nice.
I did that twice so far. Like in 30 hours, we did like 100 kilometers and raised money. We walked. We didn't this one. So after that, it kind of had gone down. And during my Excel program, I definitely didn't have much time. But then this is something I took up. Then uh, I also didn't stop learning, right? So I did multiple coaching certifications like the Gallup Strengths Coach, then the DISC certification. So those things and something on mergers and acquisitions. So there's something or the other I need to keep learning. So and one thing about me that so if I get stressed, I learn something. For me that calms me down. So it
Wow.
mostly it's
Some people are going to listen to this and say, let's tune in like crazy, man. Come on, let's go that way.
So the learning continues always, right? So there's nothing, it doesn't stop. There's something or other I'm like learning, and so it's just in my DNA. This is who I am. So that's one thing. So then I started focusing more on fitness. Then I also joined uh, a voluntary group called the Traffic Wardens in Bangalore. We work with the traffic police, so to support them whenever there is a requirement and all of that. So yes, all of this has uh, kept me
Neat
busy.
stuff. Some neat stuff.
right.
Yeah. So one of the things that actually should have been asked earlier on at the beginning of the session is what fuels Saikrishna? What fuels him and what drives Saikrishna to be what he wants to do ahead or what he wants to do now? What is that driving factor for Sai?
Okay, I didn't have an answer to this till some time back, till I told you I became a Gallup Strengths coach, right? So one of the things I
Hey,
discovered,
just
yeah.
sorry, just to hold there. Could you please also explain what does that certification?
Correct,
How do
correct.
you
So definitely. So what Gallup is an organization all of you have ever heard of. So it's into various assessments among other organizational programs and all of that, is it gives you an assessment which gives you a list of your top 30 strengths, and your top 5 strengths are what you display 80% of the time. So there's something called Clifton Strengths, Dan Clifton, who created it, and it talks about it gives you uh, the top 5 first, which you display most of the time, and beyond that there are other strengths as well. So one of the strengths there is something called input, right? Input is my top one strength. It's my top strength. And input is where you look at gathering information and knowledge all the time. So I realized that, okay, with the number of books I have, the number of newsletters I subscribe to, and this, so that's been a behavior. I realized that, okay, that is a strength that exists with me. It's a part of me, inherent part of me. One of my other strengths there is something called a maximizer, right? In my top 5, maximizer is someone who looks at taking every opportunity, maximizing it, looks at optimizing, like I was telling initially, optimizing things. So all of that. So that by nature is who I am. So when you ask me what is it that keeps me going to do all these things, it's about me trying to maximize my life. Right. So I didn't have an answer to it till 2 years back when I did that, and I realized, okay, this is where this is what it connects to. So,
Nice.
but then, yeah, I can't just be all positive about it. It has its shadow side, as we call it, too, where when I'm looking at trying to maximize things, I take far more time to take decisions, right? Like, I'll give you an example. I was planning to buy a car, and that's a 2-year project that happened, and finally decided on a car, and now I booked it. But then that took that long
The process.
for me to optimize. So if I had to buy a mobile phone, I'll probably research for a month before I decide on the right one. So
No, which is a good stuff as well. Which is a good thing as well. It's a good thing as well.
But yeah, it sometimes slows down decision making, and I'm sure my wife is not too happy about it.
True.
So
Analysis paralysis, as they say.
Yeah, definitely. You get into that, and then you get overwhelmed, telling, "Oh, there's so many decisions. Forget it. Let's just push it off."
Yeah.
So if you had to do that assessment, you did it 2 years ago, and if you had to do that probably 10 years ago, what would have? Do you think your strengths would have been different? Your top 5 would have been different to the Saikrishna who was 10 years younger? Do you think?
Yeah, well, maybe Gallup says that unless you have had major life events, most of your top 10 strengths may change order, but they're pretty much going to be there. So
within the same group.
Yeah, I'm assuming there'll be some amount of difference, but not too much. It'll still be,
or the order might be different.
Order might be different, but yeah, that's about it. I'll still be
somewhere there.
Third I am.
I'm maximizer.
I see shades of, again, IM in that, right? The industrial engineering. it's so ingrained, right? The value just optimizations and behavior and just cost benefit and all of that. I could identify with everything that you were saying, right?
He's completely internalized it in his blood.
Like, you have to know everything about it. You got to list it down and you got to compare it, and it's like ultimately it'll be like what truly matters is it's lost in all that analysis, in all that information gathering.
I'm sure at the end of it probably you'll use the word value engineering somewhere as well.
I was just going to say that. I'm like, okay, it's just luckily it was an elective, so
yes, we all did that.
So I just one more thing on the segment of Toastmasters,
Oh yes,
you said something about Toastmasters in your introduction for the audience as well. I have participated in a few of them.
Nice.
I did a couple of tabletops and prepared speeches as well. But for the larger audience, as to understand how the framework of Toastmasters is and where did it originate from, it'd be great if you can, shed some light on that.
Sure. So the word Toastmaster, it was the Toastmasters Club was started by one Ralph C. Smedley in 1928, around, if I recollect right, in California somewhere, if I recollect that right too. So in those days, right after dinner, the men would gather around for, cigars and drinks. And at that time, Ralph Smedley realized that there were people who were nervous to speak in front of others, and even if they had to raise a toast, they were not comfortable doing it. And therefore, he started a club which was called the Toastmasters, and the idea was to improve your public speaking and communication skills. So over course of
Right.
time, it has grown into a worldwide movement,
Yes.
and there are clubs everywhere. There are public clubs and there are private clubs. So if you go anyone listening to this podcast could go to toastmasters.org and locate a club nearest to them. Right. So
Mm.
corporate clubs are typically for the employees of that organization, whereas the community clubs are open. Anyone can go in. And whether it's corporate or community, most of them would welcome you as a guest without paying anything.
Mm.
Attend a few meetings, understand what it is, even take part as a guest. So they're very welcoming. And if you're a
Right.
Toastmaster, you could go to any other part of the world and go to a club there and give a speech and so on. So when I was in Infosys, I was once passing by one of these auditoriums where outside I saw they had kept nice snacks and tea. So then that got me interested, right? So like, I'm a foodie. So like this samosa and chai there, I'm like, okay, I'm your man. So what is happening here? So it's like, okay, this is something called Toastmasters. I'm like, oh, what are you toasting? You're like, we have booze also. And I'm like, no. Only samosa chai. That's all you get. The rest is public speaking and communications. Come in, why don't you attend a meeting? And then I attended, and also, I found it
Thrilled
very
about it.
interesting. So, yeah, then I became a member, and then I gave my speeches, and then over
Mm.
course of time, I've mentored a whole lot of people. I've started clubs, I've mentored Toastmasters clubs, and so yeah, it really helped me improve my public speaking and communication skills. Had that I told you about standing in front of 400 people, speaking,
Yeah,
training, all that was thanks to the Toastmasters Club. Basically
nice.
it's a very safe space to for anyone to practice. So
Nice to know that. It really gave me a good insight into, where you really are, having this anxiety and nervousness to just talk to three, four people. They might be from a different team, a different space, and to really go up, extend your arm out, and give a handshake and say something out also was something like a phobia. So yeah, and it was luck by chance that my team head, when I was in the corporate life for some time, he just told, hey, just join me along. And they had this boardroom that was just set up
correct.
for the Toastmasters. And it so happened in a flow that okay, go pick up a chit and talk. And you're in the spot. But you're in the spot because all the VPs and AVPs of your division are there sitting at you, staring at you like what the heck? Who is this guy, first of all? But then you speak. And once you speak something which is at least, I don't know whether it makes sense or not at that moment in time, but at least it at least puts up an impression to the opposite person that yeah, you have something to share.
Right.
And that
Mm.
brought in a good shift in preparing, being vocal enough to say what you have in your mind, or else you just struggle. And I think Toastmasters is something that is a very good mandate platform for anyone. I would say that that's the whole thing.
Yes, it's a very safe space. I mean, even if you go to the
Yeah,
stage, don't speak anything and come down, you still get a round of applause because you have the courage to go till there and come down.
correct.
And over course of
Yeah,
time, I realized that most of the people who improved there improved because of self-awareness. You come there, someone evaluates you, tells you what are your areas of strength, areas of improvement. So over course of time, you internalize that, and it's because it's a safe space. It's
yeah.
great for
The
practice. So I have a lot
articulation
of
aspect, yeah, everything
right.
was it was a change. I think that point also helped me understand where do I stand in terms of my own communication channel as well. How do I want to put forth? Earlier, just I remember this when I moved out of college and joined that in the business. It was a time where he felt that my communication was way below mediocre as well. He would tell me to draft an email to a customer, and it would go through three, four rounds of iteration and say, what are you trying to communicate? Are you thinking about the third person and communicating? What is that you want to communicate in a more simpler manner, more elaborate, still give you the message? And that's that experience and this experience has helped a lot of, improvement in putting out at least what is there here rather than also here. Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Thanks, Saiki. So we are just going to jump into the rapid fire question round. Okay. And like I said, it's rapid fire. So the questions will just be hit at you, and you just got to answer them.
Sure.
Yes, just
Are
whatever
you up
comes
for
in.
it?
Straight shot.
You game? Saiki, your game? All right.
All sets. Bring it on.
Okay. So you volunteer as a Bangalore traffic warden. So let's be honest. What's more of a chaos, Bangalore traffic or the corporate meetings?
Oh, each are chaotic in their own way, but I just want to be in control, and that's the truth. Yeah.
If the traffic had a soundtrack, what song would be played in your head while you're volunteering there?
I think I would go with It's My Life.
Wow, nice. All right. How many secret snack stashes exist in your house right now?
You used the word secret, and
Let's- you caught on that.
absolutely, and that's why it's secret for a reason. Why do you think all that fitness happens? It's to keep those snacks going, ain't it?
Okay. What's the most dad thing you've caught yourself doing recently?
What's the most what thing?
Dad,
That thing.
upper dad. Yeah.
Oh, my favorite ones are sending dad jokes to everyone around. So
Oh,
that's by default. My dad
we would like to
monologue.
hear one. On that
Any
note, I would like to hear
any
it.
that comes to mind? Yes.
Oh, there are too many right now. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. It'll just come right away.
All right.
You're learning the most code in 2026. Who hurt you?
I don't know. I think sometimes I'm more of a masochist when I get onto the learning expeditions. So it's mostly me who's trying to, get the dashes in my life out and convert them to dots or something like that. So,
All right. Another honest question. Another honest answer that is expected is how many online courses that have you started with full motivation and have abandoned them halfway through?
oh, many more than I can remember. It's like the books I buy. I buy more books than I can read, and over course of time, I've not finished most of the books. But then I dip into books when I can. And the same thing with courses. I've started many, and then I just give them up and say it's not my interest, and then I go on to something else. So,
So there's no guilt trip. There's no guilt
Yeah.
trip on that.
there was a lot of guilt. Now I've just gotten used to it. So that's
Oh, that's the 40s
One
talking
of my
then.
top 5 strengths.
totally.
Start and leave it halfway.
Super. That was a good one.
Make peace with leaving things happen.
All right.
Good one.
What's more intense, Hyrox training or trying to merge into Bangalore traffic during peak hours?
Oh man, what's more intense is trying to merge into Bangalore traffic during peak hours to reach the Hyrox venue. So that's like that was like some insane stuff. First you do this and then do Hyrox. I'm like shit, like it just felt like a Hyrox already. So it was crazy
Oh
stuff.
my God.
Goodness me.
All right. What's one completely irrational thing you are very particular about?
Okay, I have a list, I think, for doing
Wow.
irrational things. Uh, give me a second. What can I share here? One of it
Your
is
time's up.
I have to drink a glass of water before I sleep every day. It's like
Okay.
I have to drink a glass of water as soon as I get up. I drink a glass of water before I sleep. It's like two things. I don't know why I do it, but it's like it's just me. I just
become a thing. Just become a habit.
yes.
Okay.
Okay, what's one snack you buy for guests but secretly hope nobody touches?
Oh, there are lots of snack. Every snack I buy is like that only. It's like the primary consumer is me. So it
For
could
me,
be.
for me, it's the beer. I'm not very able to snack.
So yeah, if you take me to a pub, I'm the guy I'll spend as much on the food as you would spend on drinks. So, so totally me. So yeah.
Okay,
Good luck.
what's your toxic trait when it comes to food? Over ordering or hiding snacks or stealing fries?
None of that. My most toxic trait is I eat everything. So when I
It's
overorder and
just
then I eat everything.
wiped out.
Really. So my daughter is like, now, oh, if I don't eat up, I'll finish, no problem. So it's like, and I'm like, I keep telling myself, have you heard of portion sizes? This is like embarrassing even for you to eat. Like I'm like, no, I have to finish.
All right. A couple of more. If you had to give a TED talk with zero preparation right now, what random topic could still, you can nail it on? What would it be?
Random topic. I think I would.
Knowledge management.
I would talk about what you need to stop doing, right?
Oh,
Especially after after 40. It's not about taking on more, but taking on cutting things out and doing stuff that you like. So I'd probably talk about something like that.
minimalistic life,
Nice.
basically.
Yep, that's a
Nice.
journey I'm on to. So yeah.
Okay. Well, with your introduction, I don't see it getting minimal though.
It's not. It's a journey. I've just started it. I don't think I'm going in the direction. I just like it's like a fantasy. Oh, I'll be minimalistic one day. Like, no. Let's maximize the hell out of everything. So
Okay, the last one.
Too many thoughts to be minimal.
exactly.
Filled up all the time.
The last one. If your life had a warning label, what would it say?
A warning label. It would probably say, if you bite off more than you can chew, better chew faster. So that's about all the warning I'll have. So
Wisdom is oozing out. Nice. Thank you. Thank you very much for that.
That was amazing. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
We touched upon Bangalore quite a lot, right? And you spoke about Bangalore being a traffic warden and the Bangalore traffic and weather and all that, right? And a lot of people do find Bangalore now, it's like completely gone to the dogs compared to 20, 30 years ago. But you say you are a through and through Bangalore boy, right?
Right.
So what is it that you can tell others about Bangalore still, even in this age that is inspiring for you?
What does it mean to you? What does Bangalore mean
What
to
does
you?
Bangalore mean to you? Or why should people still come and stay at Bangalore?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I could speak for hours on this, but then okay, first what
That's your TED talk topic.
Yeah, totally. That's not a TED talk. That's like going to be like a lecture class. 24 hours of this.
Yeah, Bangalore 101.
Exactly, it starts there. So for me, Bangalore is home. It is as like in the Pirates of the Caribbean movie, those guys become part of the ship, right? So I'm like, I feel like Bangalore is, I'm like that, a part of Bangalore, and it's a part of me. What folks don't know about Bangalore is Bangalore has so much to offer that they have no idea of. It is one of the few places in the world. No, I mean, it is the only place in the world where you have the Lalbagh Rock, which is millions of years old, which was formed when the Earth was formed, to ultra modern stuff that's happening. We have inscription stones that are found there, which are from the 6th century CE, and there is areas like Koramangala, Hebbal are such historic places even near Indranagar. People only know about it for its modern restaurants and pubs, but it goes back hundreds of years when there are inscriptions found that talk about those names, Begur. I mean, it is phenomenal. From there to what the Mysore Maharajas did, to what fruits of their labor we are having, and to what the British added on. And there is so much history, and forget the history as well. There is so many things that people are like, what can I do in Bangalore? It's boring. It's a weekend. There are only malls. No, there are so many activities that happen. There's so many people. There's so many meetups that happen. There are so many things you could do in Bangalore if you just dig it a little deeper and take the time to find out. So Bangalore has so much to offer to every person. And
Right.
that's something I would urge everybody to come and explore, take the time to explore Bangalore.
So Bangalore does give back
Amazing.
something as well to someone who wants to know something about Bangalore as well.
100%.
Didn't know
And
that.
it will expand your horizons a lot.
Yeah, I always wanted to drive, take a ride down to Bangalore. It's been on the cards at least.
Okay.
So every time Vijay and I talk, and I like, at least not now, but a couple of months earlier, we the thing is I wanted to, take a ride down to Bangalore because it's been easily 20 years right now since
Right.
I've touched that side of the city as well. And I don't know how it looks like as well, but I do still have a lot of flashes of the old Bangalore that we used to be at, especially on all the areas that I have known and traveled. I don't know, I think that whole city might have changed leaps and bounds, or that portion has changed leaps and bounds. But I'm sure it will trigger a lot of history back if I just visit that down there again now.
Oh, you should. You should. It'll be a fun drive too. So we should plan it.
All right. Yeah, sure, we'll do.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. Amazing. Yes, that would make a lot more people who are listening, hopefully, to explore a bit more of Bangalore themselves, right? It's
Oh yeah,
not
they
just
should.
traffic and
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
noise and all that. There is quite a bit of history, certainly,
So
to
much
explore.
more. And if you're listening to this podcast and are actually wondering, hey, what does Bangalore have to offer? Feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to give you some interesting pointers to.
Contact knowledge management guru, Saikrishna. Okay. What does Sai do for fun that people don't expect?
um, that people don't expect. Okay. Uh, I'm actually very happy when I'm doing my when I'm in the middle of traffic chaos and directing traffic. And people think that it's stressful, but I actually find it very calming, trying to bring order to chaos. And at that time, I also feel that I'm not thinking of the past, I'm not thinking of the future, I'm in the present moment, and
Yeah,
I'm
right.
help everybody there. So that actually calms me down a lot, and it keeps me going. So if someone thinks that that's stressful, no, that's actually nice and
Like
comfortable.
your
Place,
first experience
place.
as a traffic controller, was that a little bit of a, where the heck am I to what you are now, or was it very peaceful, or was the experience a little bit less stressful at that time, or did you find difference between the first time and to the many multiple experiences that you have right now? How
So
did you feel at
initially,
the first time?
got it. So initially, when I started off, I was a little nervous, and there's an adrenaline rush where you're standing in the middle of an intersection trying to direct traffic or help people out. But then over course of time, the nervousness, of course, has gone. It is fun. I talk to people, I interact with them, I crack jokes about them wearing their helmet but not strapping it on, or trying to take a U-turn where it's not allowed, and so on and so forth. So I realized that there's a lot of humor that you can bring into a stressful situation, and help people be a
Move
little more
along.
calm, and at the same time also follow rules. So it's
Nice.
that.
Very nice.
What made you become a warden, right? As in, apart from like the aspirations and or what else can I do apart from that? Was it like once did you just get down the car and started directing the traffic and then
I have done those
we've all
things a
done
lot.
that before, right?
I've done those things a
Go
lot. So I
mix
like
it up
when
as a
the
hobby.
Correct. So when there's a jam, my wife now is like, okay, go do your stuff, right? So I've done that before, but more than that, it was a long back. I read somewhere that okay, it's easy to give money, but actual change happens when you are giving time and, more importantly, giving a part of yourself to bring about that change. So everyone complains about
Right.
Bangalore traffic, but how many people take the time out to go
Mm.
and support our traffic cops or help people, help pedestrians and traffic move faster? So that's when I thought that okay, I want to give some time in that sense and give a part of me to Bangalore to help the congestion instead of just cribbing about it. So that's what made me do it. And but in the end, see, I do it for myself. That's about
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
It, it's not that Chennai or any other city is not having bad traffic. I don't know why people think that Bangalore traffic is like the worst. I think more so it is the common sense of how you drive, how do you maneuver your vehicle around, and that's something that I've kind of seen it across, and thanks to my dad, see it across Calcutta and
right.
all other states that he's been to.
Mm.
He says it's about how you maneuver around that tells you how you regulate the front and the back of the road as well. And if you don't do that, you're still going to be the soup always, and you can't blame the system then anytime.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I
Exactly.
think I think I think more so it is having that as you said, having the sense to at least
Makes sense.
you know you know feel what's going through everybody's mind at the time, bring a little bit of humor element into it, and then get this job done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Initially, I thought it was like, just India's population, all of that. But when I went to Southeast Asia, I realized how densely packed that place is. Those places
Mm.
are, and still everything is moves. There's a lot more civic sense there than what we have here. And finally, it doesn't matter how much population you have, how much traffic you have. If people even put on an indicator when they're turning, that would solve at least 25% of the problems we have on the road
True,
today. Just
true.
putting the indicator on that act.
Yeah.
So it's just civic sense at the end of it all.
True.
True.
True. Yeah. Empathy for others and not have that, sort of apathy towards, why should that bother me? Right. I'll do what
Correct.
I want. Right. So
Absolutely.
yeah. Yeah. And I think
So,
that is quite evident here, at least in the UK, right? People always are thinking about others first, right?
Yes.
And there is a hierarchy of things on the road, right? Pedestrians come absolute top, then
Correct.
the cyclists, and then the motorists, and then the car and bus and all that.
Right.
And sort of being in Oxford now, where it's sort of opened us up to cycle a lot more, and it's the cycle city of
Yes.
UK, and we're cycling everywhere, and it's amazing. It's the freedom that you get. Time sort of slows down as you're looking around, and you can do all that. It's not just zooming by.
so we
Indeed.
uh,
Very much. Very
correct.
much. Also, it also keeps you healthy doing all that cycling and walking. You don't have to worry.
yes. Yeah.
Multifold gains of it.
Very
Yes.
true.
Yeah. Yeah. uh, um,
So, yeah,
Maybe,
go ahead.
yeah, if we take it down a bit deeper, right, and as you were saying earlier, right, some of these are straightforward questions, but making me think a bit deeper, right? So in a similar sense, right, we spoke about a lot of different things, but what does happiness mean to Sai at this point, and how has that changed, over the years before and after 40?
Um,
And maybe
Stepping back.
Dhawal could answer it as well, and we all could think about it for
I, I
ourselves
I think happiness
as he's
to me
answering.
is like being in the present moment as
Right.
much as possible. Though we don't have that opportunity, but we long for it. We long for it to say, am I being happy with what I have at this moment in time? And with that, it automatically gives you a kick within your system itself, somewhere from the head to the toe. You automatically feel, yeah, you get a good sense of, a good breath of air in when you feel that happiness and you're there in the thing. But again, person to person it varies. For me, that is happiness. Being at least aware of you get that one one breath of air in going, it gently calms down the entire senses and organs of your body, and you're back alive that next
Mm.
second as well. And that's something that we don't tend to do often. I think we take it for granted. We take it for granted, saying, "Oh yeah, it's there, it's there, it's
Yeah.
not going to go anywhere." And I'm just trying to relate to that is because when my aunt passed away last month, and Sujay knows it, so everything was fine, and in just a split of matter of seconds and minutes, you're just done. You're just a body, you're nothing. You're not even a human being after that. So how can we at least feel that we have
Mm.
that
Mm.
happiness in that 1 minute, that changes a lot of things for the day as well. Yeah, but like the focus is on you.
No, but what you say makes sense, right? See, for most of my 30s or earlier, I thought happiness was like a destination, the next
Mm.
hobby, promotion, finish the next program, get something done. But then that kind of happiness doesn't last for long. It's transient in a manner of speaking. So
Yeah.
in my 40s, I kind of stop believing that it's like an event. It is more in the mundane things, a good morning, a day I did not
Mm.
miss my workout, a conversation with my daughter, which it did not end with me checking my phone.
Mm,
Those moments are happiness, right? And
Mm. Mm.
also, I've increasingly realized that it's a gap between what I said I'll do and what I actually did, and that gap, reducing that gap and keeping it small. For
Mm.
example, when I keep my word to myself, I am happy. Like last in my High Rocks training, I was
Mm.
consistently, I had a goal and I was going to the gym regularly, and I, I'm currently more fit than what I was in my 30s, right? So that uh, brings me happiness. So most people
Right.
chase happiness through achievement. So uh,
Mm.
but I think achievement is more for me. It's about integrity that I keep with myself,
mm,
right? In that sense. So also, when after I turned 40, I stopped giving a dash about what people think about it. It's like, okay, do what you want and
Yeah.
what keeps you happy. That's about it. It finally comes down to that.
and like you go to
Yes.
sleep peacefully on the pillow with your head on it. That's what matters, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, like I think
True.
it was Narayan Murthy who said, yeah, a softest pillow is a clear conscience. So when he addressed our
Yes.
batch in 2003 at Infosys, he mentioned that line, and I still carry that with me.
Mm.
For me, if my conscience is clear, then I sleep well.
Yes.
That's that's about it.
Nice.
And
Amazing.
what
Amazing.
is what is that one belief that you had 10 years ago that you don't have it right now anymore?
So earlier, I'm still on this journey. It's not like I don't have it, but then um, my conditioning, the way we are brought up in society, there was definitely a need to seek validation, right? So that belief about, having, uh, getting what I do validated by others, and if others say, yeah, this is a good thing, then it's good, and whether it's
Mm.
your parents, your professors, teachers, whoever, others, and so on. So, but now I feel that it doesn't matter. Finally,
Mm.
the validation you need to seek is like with yourself. That's about it. So it doesn't matter what others think. Everyone has an opinion. I mean, you can take it, but then you need to do what you need to do. So
Right.
that's a change I've observed over course of time.
I think that's part of everybody's life in a way because we're so ingrained with validation right from childhood till we are
Absolutely.
on our own in life, and I just kind of want to touch upon that because
Mm.
it's it's like so clear that it's so generationally passed on Because right now, I'm sure your daughter and Sujay's son as well would also, have it somewhere. It's just passed on
So,
so seamlessly without even us telling that or highlighting it out. It just happens. And how do we curb that matter at an early age is something that we should start looking at. How can they not have that same phobia of, you know, why do I have to seek validation outside? Why can't I seek validation inward and move on with that? I think they would become better human beings and they would have lesser chaos in their head itself.
yeah,
Yeah.
very true. See, if you look at society as a whole, we in Southeast Asia, East Asia are more collectivist, whereas towards the West, for us at least, Europeans, Americans are more individualistic. So the nature of our society is such that there is more requirement for harmony as well as for collective decision making and so on. So that's the way the societies have developed. So while we want our kids to be more individualistic and not have that validation seeking behavior, I think the only way we can get them to do that is by raising them to be very confident human beings. When they
Mm.
that would help overcome some of this by default. But otherwise, in a society like this, it's I mean that's the way the society is. So what
True,
we
true,
can
true,
do
true.
is make them confident individuals, and that's and
Mm.
hope for the best.
Very true. I think we only need to give them the light to pass through the tunnel, and that's when they can move forward.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Cool.
that is true. And the life lessons that you've learned, or what you've read, or what you think matters, is something that we all keep telling the kids, right, about that. We always have that conversation with my son, with Arav, right? These are the right things to do. This is how you should go about it. I mean, he's too young, but the more often you repeat it or more often you say it to them, it may that it becomes part of their nature. It
Correct.
shapes their personality. So yeah, it's what we need to do.
Indeed.
I have one more question, or probably just two more. Uh, that sums up for myself, to end for my, my set of questions. But uh, what is that something that you wish people asked you about, Sai, about you?
Uh, on a lighter note, it would mostly be like what would I like to eat at that point in time. But yeah, but uh, jokes
We can
apart,
take it humorous. We can take humorous, but don't worry.
uh, uh, I think if people had to ask me, I would like them to ask me about the bigger picture of how whatever it is that we are talking about connects to other things. So I like connecting the dots on various things. So like I said, every bit of knowledge hooks on to other things, right? So I like connecting the
Mhm.
dots. So I love being a sounding board for people. So and that's something a lot with the folks I've mentored or I coach over the years. It's always been that
Mm.
I realize that over course of time, I'm able to connect the dots and give them a perspective that sometimes they may not have seen. So uh, those are things that I think we could discuss more on. Uh,
Right.
And
Nice.
and, uh, did you have any, in the Infosys period of 20 years, or as through you moved from software to HR, and now that you're in that HR space as well, did you look up to any coach or mentor, or did you have any inspiration seeking personal, a model that was not next to you or not was not with you, but still gave you that push to go through all these years ahead? Was there anyone? That's more I
so, so for me, what I realized was initially when I was younger, if I would idolize people, I would I would find it very hard to find faults in them or equal. I'd only look at one side of them, which is fine. But over course of time, I realized that as my interests expanded, I will need to have multiple role models. So it isn't a role model. It's not like, hey, okay, Gandhi is the one I follow forever or Swami Vivekananda.
Yeah.
It's not like that. I don't have one role model like that. So for every field I'm in, I have a role model there. So if I'm directing traffic, I know there are others who are far more dedicated, who are really good, and I look up to them. If I'm
Correct.
looking at spirituality, I know there are like gurus like Sri Ravi Shankar, Swami Vivekananda, who are like really good. I look up to them. If I look at coaching, there are so many coaches who I believe are doing a great job. Business leaders, I mean, every aspect, every small thing, there are people you can look up to. So uh, I have for every activity I do, I look at role modeling someone there and then taking it from there. So it's like that's again continuous learning from people all around. So that's the way I look at life.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah, true. I mean, I think that's probably how it works for most of us, right? But when you are younger, you are looking forward to one particular thing,
Yeah,
or you're trying to do one particular thing, and so the it's a role model. But as you grow and you have varied interests, and you try to look at many things, then possibly you're then looking at different people at different points in time.
true, very true.
I mean,
Yeah.
um, I know probably not the, the thing to end on, so I will ask something else after that as well. But in one of our conversations, and right, you were mentioning, as a family man, you can do certain things, and you can't do certain things, and so on. So, not in relation to that specifically, but uh, you know, what are your fears as you are entering this phase of your life, and what do you do? What helps you mitigate it, or to overcome it, or to just deal with it, right? And I think that is, a lot of us will have something or the other, and maybe we mutually learn through what each of us do.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's a very nice, interesting question too, because uh, there's always anxiety about what's happening in the world, anxiety about our personal future, whether it's financial, spiritual. When it comes to kids, what kind of world will exist for my daughter when she grows up? What is AI going to do to us in the
Yeah.
future? Right? There's something or other that's always playing on your mind, right? So
Yeah.
it's become such a part of our life. But I think one of the ways for me to mitigate it is to look at understanding that more. So understanding that field more. So what I realized was that, okay, if I'm looking at, let's say, something that all of us look at, financial, right? Okay, will I have enough of a corpus to ensure that my daughter has a great future? For me to retire, what happens after this one? What should I do? So that understanding that, will I have enough for retirement? So those are questions I asked myself some years back, and then that got me to, well, financial planning and the Indian equity markets, and then over the last
Right.
have, like, been an investor. So those are, I realize that every time there is an anxiety or fear, me reading about it, understanding it, helps mitigate it to a large extent, because what we see on the news,
Right.
what we see on social media, or what's usually there is something that uh, is
Harmful.
It's
exaggerated.
Danger.
And
yes.
More danger.
Yeah.
so that just facing it,
Nice.
understanding it helps. But there are other fears too that I have, like, okay, my parents are getting older, how's their health going to be? Some of the challenges that they deal with in the old age, all of that is
Yes.
something that I have not fears, but I definitely have some anxiety about. And that also
Yeah,
led
it
me
all.
to my path of fitness too. So when I get old, I feel the biggest gift I can give my daughter is to have healthy parents.
Yes.
I,
Yeah.
I think I
Yeah.
couldn't really echo with that is because after seeing my mom's episodes in the last 10, 15 years, it's not so easy, to really say, okay, would I want to be in this state for my child
Correct.
at that age? And that's really, really a thing that, drives to say at least, if not be fully fit, at least be somewhere
Mm.
that you can do your own stuff at an
Uh,
age where you don't feel, dependent. And I saw this Instagram reel as well, where the guest on the show was telling that don't let your parents feel that they are limited because they're old. They still have all of their functionality intact. Just let
Mm.
them do what they have to do and give them the confidence to let them do it. Because
Correct.
if you take away that, you're already, making them lose half the battle there itself. And
Mm.
once it sits in that, you're going to feel that, oh, now it's strict. They're not wanting to do anything after that.
Absolutely.
So I feel somewhere we need to start telling that fitness is important, but good. But being fit to say at least doing the same thing that you do in a day-to-day life as you get older, obviously, you're not going to be capable of running 100
Correct. Yeah. I
kilometers.
mean, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you still get to do things in that purview of doing what you can do. And that should be
Mm.
of a less burden to the generation below. That's the whole thing.
100%. It's just functional fitness. They're not going to, they don't need to
Yeah.
run a marathon. They just need to do their own stuff, and
Correct.
they can be confident enough to feel that if they're going from one place to another, they don't need support or they won't fall off. So that itself is a win when it comes to
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and yeah, I kind of thought about it because when you say fear of parents, it always lingers. It always
Yeah.
lingers. And I'm sure, Sujay, it would be even more, multifold for you
Yeah.
because you're so far off. And
So far,
it's
yeah.
just that,
I mean, for like 10, 15 years with all, our friends here and people who I did MBA with, right? We all have parents staying so far away, and that's one constant thing. Which is why I was telling you as well that I'm glad that you're around, you're there to help
right.
when they need, because that is something we all always fear, right? And we are like, that they should be healthy and able and continue doing what they can do for long, right? And that is, um, yeah, that's always running in our minds. So we talk to them about eating well, exercising, and just being around a lot of people, because yeah, that happiness, or the lighter moments will just keep, them more alive, more happy, more healthy.
more more
So
more fuel for the next day.
that's it. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So
Um,
Sai,
yeah, go on, go
Sujay,
on.
you
No,
can
for me,
prompt that
I mean,
question.
uh, like I said, I didn't want to end on this thing, right? So it was about anything else apart from your secret snacks and the places where you keep them that you don't want to reveal. Anything else that we haven't spoken about, and that you want to tell us about yourself.
Uh, I can't recollect much. I think I'm always happy to talk. Anybody is interested in, if they think I can help them out in any way, feel free to reach out to me. They know you folks. You can connect them to me.
Hmm.
I'm always ready to lend you know, be a sounding board or lend a
Right.
shoulder. Happy to do that. So feel free to reach
Right.
out for anything. So.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah, always there. Sorry, always there. That should be the thing on your
Tagline.
business card.
Yeah.
Cool.
So what kind of advice do you think on closing notes do you think you would want to part away with? And what are your what like Sujay would say, probably the tagline for Sujay Sai. What would be your tagline, which you obviously have mentioned, which is be better every day. But yeah,
Yeah.
for us and for Sai, who the word wide web is going to look at through this podcast, what is the tagline that we would like to leave Sai Krishna with?
I think, well, you said be better every day did trigger the thought. I mean, it's again not about the person being better than others or equivalent. It's just that not even better than some imagined version of ourselves some 5 years down the line. Right. So it's like for us, every time we are in the future, it's like reading a self-help book, right? Like by the time you finish that book, you think you're like the protagonist. At the end of that book, from next Monday morning, you're going to have this awesome life because you're going to follow everything there. But then what happens after that? Life happens. So it's if you look at having such big immediate expectations, that doesn't work out. But then every day, look at just being a little better than who you were one day ago. So that is good enough. Like I think James Clear says, 1% every day, or more importantly, by that one decision, by that one promise you keep to yourself. So that is something I think will help all of us become better human beings. So that's
That's
what I
that's
want
Sai Krishna to you.
to.
Yeah, but it and thank you very much for having us host you on this show as a guest, and it really gives us immense pleasure to connect back after so many years, that we have uh, yet to catch up on, because what, 20 years right now?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
much.
it's like so much of give and take in between all of this. Yeah. Thank you
Well,
very much for
Yes. Yeah.
being part of this.
Yeah.
thank
And I for me it was like like Sai is one of the tallest guys, right? And we always knew that he had high aspirations, achievements, but to see that he has actually come through on a lot of them, and is as tall in his success.
Yeah.
And it was great to put it out to everyone through this platform.
Yeah. And
Not
wishing you
not
more
really
and
know
more
you
of
that deeply in the last 10, 15, 20 years, right? So it's amazing to hear the journey.
and,
thank
Thank you
and
you
we
so
so
wish you
much.
more and more heights of success as well, Sai. It's
thank you
it's
so much.
just that, we would probably deep down, anytime in the future think, oh yes, we had Sai on the show, and 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 he was looking at doing something more. Probably he's cracked the Morse code as well. But yeah, that's what it is.
Now that you bring this up, another hilarious thing, this what I often get because last many years have been on calls, virtual calls, that when people see me in person, like, you don't look so tall during the call. I'm like, yes, sir, I don't. So that's that's something that people don't know about me. Your question that you asked, and that's I always get that. Oh, you don't look so tall in the call. It's like a default thing I hear. I'm so used to it now. So that's hilarious. And thank you both for having me on the show. More than the podcast, it felt like, we were just having a conversation, and it was completely naturally also made me
Getting
stop and think about things I had not thought about. So it's been intellectually
pleasure,
very stimulating and
pleasure,
satisfying,
Raz.
Great.
kind of you.
Our pleasure.